Hi, today we're going to do the May 6th District Learning Packet. As always, it starts with 15 minutes of reading. You can use the books that are at the back of your packet. Go on Epic Books, use Benchmark Advanced, or any other book that your teacher's given you, or maybe that you already have at home. So you'll do that at the end of the video. Today we're going to reread this text, Shapes in the Clouds. And we read it yesterday, but today we're going to read it for a different purpose. It's always good to look at text in more than one way. So we're going to read it and then we'll do an activity with it. Shapes in the clouds. Sam dropped the ball near Mom and frowned. Kurt didn't come. Can we go home? Sam asked. Mom said, okay, but first let's look at the clouds. Sam nodded and sat down. He liked finding shapes in the clouds. I see a bird, Mom said. Sam saw it too. The cloud looked like it had wings. I see a boat with 2 oars, Sam said. And now it's turning into a race car. Sam smiled. He felt better. This was just as much fun as football. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look for words that have the ed ending like we worked on yesterday with the past tense verbs. And when you have words with ed, they can have 3 different sounds at the end. They can say ed, t, or d. So I'm going to make a little tree map. You don't have to make the tree map with me, but just follow along as I sort them out, okay? Let's look at this word first. What is that word? That word is dropped. Think about the word dropped. Does the ed sound like ed? Dropped, ed. Does it sound like t? Dropped, t. I think we heard it right here. Dropped. Makes a t sound at the end even though it's ed. So I'm going to write it right here. Dropped. Sam dropped the ball near Mom and frowned. So now let's look at this word. I see an ed. Frowned. Frowned, ed. Frowned, t. Frowned, d. And it goes over here, doesn't it? Frowned. So I'm going to write that down under the D and put it right there. Let's look at another one. 3, right in the same paragraph. What is this word? Asked. Did you hear where it went? Was it ed, t, or d? It's right here, isn't it? Asked. Makes that t sound even though it's an ed. All right, let's look at this word. What is this word? Nodded. So did you hear ed, t, or d in that word? I hear ed. Nod, ed. So it goes right here. Nodded. I'm going to just go right there over the line. That's fine. And here's another one. What is that word? Liked. Do you know where it goes? Ed, t, or d? Liked. Goes right here, doesn't it? So I'm going to write that word right there. And I think there is one more. Where is it? Right here. What is this word? Looked. Did you hear where it went? It goes right here, doesn't it? Looked. Sounds like it has a T at the end, but it has that ED to make it in the past. All right, so those are our ED endings. Now we're going to look at the phonics skill that we worked on yesterday. And these are review words from yesterday. And we're just going to quickly read through them because we don't want to not know these when we go to 2nd grade. So we're working on the bird card. The bird card has the sound. So the sound spelling routine for this card would be bird, E-R-I-R-U-R. Only we're working this week on just the U-R. So let's sound this out. N-er-s, nurse. Let's look at another one. Fur. Earn, turn. Stick my fingers together. There we go. curl. Burn. Now let's look at the sentences that we read yesterday. The nurse had a curl. This word was nurse and curl. There's our nurse. She has a little curl in her hair. And one more review from yesterday. The turtle had no fur. The word was turtle, fur. And there's our turtle. And being a turtle, he has no fur because only mammals would have fur. And so now we have finished our reading for today. On to our writing. And let's look and see what we're being asked to do with writing. So May 6th writing. Write a letter to a friend that you miss. Save it so you can deliver it to your friend one day. So you can either leave it in your packet, or if you want to actually give it to your friend when you finally get to see them, you can rip it out and then give it to your friend. So like every good letter, we start with the word dear, because dear is a good way to open the letter to tell that person that we're thinking about them, and that's why we're writing to them. So I am going to write to a teacher. So you're probably not going to want to write to a teacher. So watch me do my letter, and then at the end of the video, you can write your letter then, or you can pause the video after I do mine and then write your own letter, and then just press play when you're ready to move on. So I'm going to write to Mrs. McCormick. So I'm going to write Mrs. McCormick. And again, Ms. McCormick is my friend. She might be your teacher, but she's my friend. So pick a friend. Pick somebody who you enjoy hanging out with and doing something fun with. So because we're writing about someone we miss, I think in my first sentence I'm going to write, I miss you. It's a short sentence, but that's okay because it's not going to be my whole letter, and I want to tell that person that I miss her. So I miss you. Space between your words, capital I, period at the end. That makes it good writing. Now I want to tell her why I miss her, or what I miss about her. So I'm going to write, I miss being your line neighbor. Because we call each other neighbors because we line up next to each other on the playground, and we also have classrooms that are right next to each other, so we're neighbors there. So I wrote, I miss being your line neighbor. So I wrote something I missed. I wrote I missed her, then I wrote something I missed about her. And then I'm going to say, I can't wait to be your, now I don't expect you to write this fast, of course, neighbor again. Period. Now I'm going to read my letter because I want to make sure that it makes sense, because if I made a mistake when I read it out loud, that's where I'm going to catch my mistake. Dear Mrs. McCormick, I miss you. I miss being your line neighbor. I can't wait to be your neighbor again. So I only have one thing left to do. Here's my closing, your friend. Underneath the closing is where you write your name. Now I'm going to write Mrs. Grissom because I'm a teacher. You don't need to write your last name because your friend will know who you are. They don't need to know your last name. You can put it if you want, but you can go by your first name and they'll know. Then if I wanted to make it look really good, I could draw a picture of us doing something together. I could color the border. That's all up to you how fancy you want to make it. All right, so either pause the video and do your writing, or to save your writing till the end of the video, whichever one you want. All right, now we're going to do irregular past tense verbs. And this is a continuation of what we did yesterday. Yesterday we worked with past tense verbs where it has ed at the end of the word to show that it happened in the past. Those are regular past tense verbs. Most of them have ed. Some verbs do not, and we call those irregular verbs. Ir meaning not, so they're not regular. They're not typical verbs. Some examples of irregular verbs would be like break and broke, wear and wore, know and knew. So here's an example of how you would use this word in a sentence. Peter broke the vase. Broke is the past tense of break. It means he already did it. She wore a white shirt. She's not wearing a white shirt today. She's wearing some other color, but she did wear a white shirt. Kim knew the answer. So she already knew the answer. She's not just learning it now. So here was what we're asked to do. Underline the verb in each sentence. Then write the past tense form of the verb on the line. I know where to find the keys. The verb in that sentence is the word know. So I'm going to underline it. So know. I know where to find the keys. I knew where to find the keys. I know that because it's up in my worksheet. So now I'm going to write the word knew. Now it has that oo spelling instead of the o spelling. The movie began an hour ago. Begin is the present tense form of the verb. So if it was an hour ago, we need to use the past tense form. And all you do for the past tense form on begin is you write the B in the G, and then you change the I to the A sound, so it'd be an A and then an N. Began. So now we have the movie began an hour ago. B-E and then just change the A. Adam know where to find the cat. That doesn't really make sense when you read it, does it? Because it should have had an S there. It makes sense. So underline know. And what was the past tense of know? We did it on number 1, right? So it was knew. Jack break the chair. What was the past tense of break? What did we say it was? Oh, it was right here. It was broke. So I'm going to write broke. Break, broke. Lee wear a new jacket. So wear is your verb. What is the past tense of wear? To show that he's not wearing the jacket anymore. We would find it up here, right? Wear, wore. So we're going to write wore. I catch the ball. Catch is your verb. So this one I want you to think about. I catch the ball. Yesterday I caught the ball. Now this one you may not know the spelling. I know there's a few of you that do. But it's k. And then it has ah, and it's the A-U-G-H-T is how you spell the ah here. So I caught the ball. C-A-U-G-H-T. So the more you practice irregular past tense verbs, the more you'll know about them and the more that you'll know which words have those. And that'll make it a little easier. All right, so now we are done with our writing. And so in just a moment, we will start our math. All right, so now we are moving on to our math. Today we're going to be doing addition within 20, counting on to add 1, 2, 3. Starting with the greater number, counting on to add. It says use counters if needed, but today I'm going to ask you to challenge yourself to use your fingers instead of your counters, because you will always have your fingers with you. You will not always have counters. And I think we're ready. So let me give you an example of how we do it. So you always start with the greater number. That number goes in your head. The small number you're going to put up on your fingers. So this one's your example. Let's look at this one. 8 plus 2. So I put up 2 fingers. 8 goes in my head. 8, 9, 10. So 10 is the sum of 8 plus 2. And we counted on 8, 9, 10. So we just wrote those numbers down. Okay, let's look at this one. 9 plus 3. Put up 3 fingers. 9's in our head, and we count on. 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 is the sum. And how did we count on? 9, 10, 11, 12. 9, 10, 11, 12. Just like when you count, right? Those numbers should be in order. 11 plus 2. 2 fingers go up. 11 in your head. Count it on. 11, 12, 13. So we go 11, 12, 13. That's how we count it, right? 15 plus 1. So 1 finger up. 15 goes in our head. 15. What number's after 15? 16. So we only had to count on 1 more. But when we count 15, 16. So I know 16 is the sum. Now, this page is the same exact thing, the same skill. I am going to do half of them with you, and then you'll do the other half on your own. So when you get to doing the other half on your own, if you're really having trouble with the fingers and you think you can do that on your own, go ahead and use counters, but let's try to use the fingers. So starting with the greater number. So we're going to do this one together. 6 plus 1. So which number do we put up on our fingers? 6 or the 1? We put the 1, right? It's a smaller number. 6 is the greater number, goes in our head. 6, 7. So we put 7 right here. 14 plus 1. How many fingers go up? I hope you're saying 1 because you don't have 14 fingers. 1 finger up. 14, 15. So we put that right there. 1 plus 13. So they're in a different order, but still it's the same thing. Which one is the greater number? 13. That goes in your head. 1 is a small number. That's what you put up. 13, 14, right? So that goes right there. 2 plus 9. How many fingers should you put up? 2, because the greater, the bigger number, 9, goes in your head. 9, 10, 11. So we put 11. 15 plus 2. So 2 fingers go up. 15 goes in your head. Let's count them down. 15, 16, 17. Again, you could use counters if you're really stuck. Try not to, though. Try to use your fingers. 3 plus 8. 3 fingers up. 8 goes in your head. 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 is your sum. So now you're going to do the rest of these on your own. Again, try to use your fingers. And then the word problem here, which is the same thing, only now it's in word form. Once you've done that, if you haven't finished the writing, go back and do the writing. Don't forget to do your reading. And thank you so much for working with me today.